So you want to own a Lamborghini Huracan. Fair enough. The V10 screams like it's trying to wake up the whole neighborhood. The doors look like they came off a fighter jet, and every single person at the gas station is suddenly your best friend. $200,000 gets you in the door. That's the sticker price. That's not the real price. The real price shows up later in pieces, in bills you didn't budget for, in a number that ends up 2 or 3 times higher than what you thought you signed up for. And here's the twist nobody tells you. This car might actually be one of the smarter supercars you could buy if you play it right. Here's the first thing you need to understand. There is no single Huracan price. You've got entry-level cars, you've got mid-tier cars, and you've got collector cars. And each one plays a completely different financial game. Back in 2015, the base LP 610-4 rolled out around $237,000. Today, those same early cars go for around $190,000. Meanwhile, something like the STO or the Storado can sell for more than it did brand new. Same name on the back, completely different world. You'll also notice the middle tier gets weird. Performante, Evo, Spider versions. Not cheap enough to feel like a steal, not rare enough to hold value like a collector piece. And the little details matter more than you'd think. Carbon fiber packages, special paint jobs, upgraded seats. Those choices can swing resale by tens of thousands of dollars. Buy the wrong color with the wrong options, and you might end up owning the most expensive car nobody wants to buy from you. Mileage tells its own story too. A low-mileage Huracan with clean paperwork lives in a different universe than a high-mileage car with a sketchy history. Dealers know this better than anyone. That listing sitting at $210,000 might really be worth $180,000 the moment you try to sell it back. That gap is where a lot of buyers get humbled fast. Right now, median prices sit around $280,000, with the full range running from about $176,000 up past $440,000 depending on trim and shape. If you're smart about timing, a 2016 or 2017 model tends to be the sweet spot. Most of the depreciation already happened, reliability numbers are strong, and inspection pass rates sit above 97%. Buy at the wrong moment though, and you're the one eating that first brutal drop. Now let's talk about the number that gets people into trouble. Say you put $40,000 down on a $200,000 Huracan. That leaves $160,000 financed. Spread that over 6 years and you're looking at payments around $3,000 a month. Feels doable, especially if you're making real money. But that's only where the story starts. Before you even drive it off the lot, taxes, registration, and dealer fees can tack on another $15,000 to $25,000. In high tax states, that number gets ugly fast. Then interest kicks in, stretch that loan to 6 years, and total interest can climb past $50,000. Gone. No equity. Nothing to show for it except a smaller monthly number that made the whole thing feel more affordable than it actually was. That's the trick with financing a car like this. It doesn't lower the total cost, it just spreads the pain out so thin you barely notice it month to month. You might be pulling in $400,000 a year and handle that payment without blinking, right up until a $10,000 repair shows up with zero warning. Without an emergency fund sitting behind you, that one moment can push you into high-interest debt just to keep the dream car parked in your driveway. Depreciation is the expense nobody sees coming. On a $200,000 car, even a modest 10% yearly drop means $20,000 gone every single year, quietly, without you doing anything wrong. Early Huracans already took their worst hit years ago, so buying one now might actually mean slower losses ahead compared to some brand new luxury sedan rolling off today's lot. But not every Huracan loses value at the same speed. High mileage base models keep bleeding. Limited editions can hold steady or even climb. And accidents are brutal here. Even a perfectly repaired crash can knock 15 to 30% off resale value, simply because buyers get nervous once they see it on the history report. Weird colors or unusual spec combos can sit unsold for months, quietly racking up storage and insurance the entire time. You should also know production on the Huracan actually ended in 2024, making it the last naturally aspirated V10 Lamborghini before the brand shifted to hybrid power with the Temerario. That kind of ending adds weight to certain cars. A 2019 model, for example, was forecast to drop about 41% over 5 years, sliding from around $263,000 down to roughly $155,000. Meanwhile, a well-kept 2016 might only lose $15,000 in that same stretch. Even if you never leave the garage, the car is still eating your money. Insurance alone can range anywhere from $1,800 a year on the low end to over $3,600 for full coverage, and that's before your age or zip code get involved. If you're 25 and living somewhere like Los Angeles, you could be staring down $8,000 to $12,000 a year just to keep the thing legally on the road. Carbon fiber panels, specialist labor rates, and theft risk all push those premiums higher than you'd expect. Then stack on registration, property taxes, and annual fees, running anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000 depending on your state. Add secure storage, a battery tender, maybe a tracking system, and you're tacking on another $1,000 to $3,000 a year on top of everything else. Add it all up, and you're sitting at $8,000 to $15,000 in fixed costs annually before the car has driven a single mile. One STO owner in the UK described his first year insurance bill as, in his own words, a genuinely huge number, though it eased slightly at renewal. Still a serious chunk of change for a car that might spend most weekends parked under a cover in your garage. You've probably heard the horror stories about $20,000 oil changes. Relax. It's not that dramatic. A routine annual service usually runs $850 to $2,000. Every couple years, you'll hit an intermediate service closer to $1,500 to $2,500 for brake fluid and coolant work. The bigger 5-year service, covering spark plugs and transmission fluid, can land between $3,500 and $6,000. Tires are where it actually stings. Performance tires built for a car like this run $3,000 to $5,000 a set, and they wear down fast if you're driving it the way it was designed to be driven. Brakes follow a similar pattern, with pads and rotors costing $2,000 to $4,000, roughly every 15,000 to 20,000 miles. The real danger isn't scheduled maintenance at all. It's buying a car with gaps in its history. A neglected Huracan can demand $10,000 or more in catch-up work before it's even safe to push hard again. Over 5 years, a well-maintained example might run you $15,000 to $25,000 total in upkeep. A neglected one could hit that same number in its very first year alone. Here's the part that messes with your head psychologically. Fuel isn't your biggest expense, even burning premium gas at mid-teens miles per gallon. Your biggest expense is what happens every time that odometer clicks forward. Every mile you drive quietly chips away at resale value. So you start hesitating before road trips, before bad weather, before parking anywhere too crowded. You bought this car to drive it, and yet every drive works against what it's worth later. Track days make it worse, chewing through tires and brakes fast enough to cost thousands in a single afternoon. Some owners actually fly to car events instead of driving there themselves, just to protect their mileage number. Sounds excessive until you run the math. Drive 4,000 miles a year, and you might spend around $3,000 in fuel while preserving $10,000 in value. Drive 12,000 miles, and you'll spend closer to $9,000 on gas while losing over $20,000 in depreciation on top of it. That constant calculation wears people down, wondering if a Sunday drive is really worth what it costs you later. It's one of the strangest side effects of owning something this special. You end up almost afraid to actually use it. One bad moment can undo years of smart decisions. A scraped bumper or a cracked carbon splitter can run you $5,000 to $20,000 to fix the right way. And once an accident shows up on the record, even fully repaired, resale value can drop 15 to 30% simply because buyers get cautious the second they see it. This is exactly why you need a pre-purchase inspection before you buy. Spending $500 to $1,000 upfront can save you from a $50,000 mistake later. Complete service records matter just as much. Missing history is a massive red flag. Check for undisclosed repaints, stored diagnostic codes, mileage inconsistencies, and confirm whatever warranty coverage is left, because repairs outside of warranty get expensive fast on a car like this. One owner actually looked into adding a supercharger to his STO, only to find out insurance costs would spike so hard it would cancel out any performance gain entirely. Sometimes the smartest upgrade is the one you talk yourself out of. You've probably thought about it. The free Lamborghini dream. Rent it out, post it online, let it fund itself. Rental income sounds incredible on paper, sometimes $2,000 to $2,800 a day in high-demand markets. But renters cause wear, sometimes damage, and insurance gaps that can quietly wipe out whatever profit you thought you had. Content creation adds another angle. Some creators genuinely earn real income showing cars like this off. Most don't. Royalty Exotic Cars out of Houston runs a legitimately profitable rental fleet, but it operates as a full-time business with real management and real risk, not a weekend side hustle. iShowSpeed's Ronaldo-themed Huracan works as a content prop because his net worth makes the car a rounding error, not a financial gamble. affordable. Rent your Huracan 15 days a month at $2,500 a day, and you're grossing around $37,500 a month. After platform fees, insurance, and maintenance eat into that number, the real profit often lands closer to $10,000 to $15,000 net, assuming demand stays steady the whole time. A realistic year owning a $200,000 Huracan, driven about 4,000 miles, might total somewhere between $18,000 and $54,000 once you count loan interest, insurance, maintenance, tires, fuel, and depreciation together. Factor in what that money could have earned sitting in the market instead, and your true yearly cost can climb past $50,000 in a rough year, or drop closer to $18,000 if the car happens to hold its value. None of that tells you whether you can actually afford one. Comfortable ownership was never about handling the monthly payment. It's about surviving a $10,000 surprise repair without flinching. It's your retirement savings staying untouched. It's not needing the car to hold its value just to feel okay about the decision you made. The real cost of owning a Lamborghini Huracan was never about making the payment. It was always about whether you can enjoy the car without needing the money back.